Warning, this show contains adult language and themes. Liberals and little children should cover their ears.
Welcome to Liberty Never Sleeps, where negativity never sounded so good. Now here's your host, Thomas Purcell.
Welcome Never Sleeps. I'm your host, Tom Purcell. If you'd like to reach me during the show, you can tweet me at LotusTom, email me at tom@libertyneversleeps, or reach us through our Facebook at Liberty Never Sleeps on Facebook.com. Hey, Tom, how you doing today?
I'm going good, T. How you doing?
I'm a little giddy because for those of you who don't watch the show on Google Plus or YouTube, we do a little bit of a pre-show before the radio show. We were kind of goofing.
Yeah.
You can always go to YouTube and just look up Liberty Never Sleeps or Tom Purcell and pull up the pre-show. We were goofing around a little bit about tonight. As always, because tonight, this is taped. You'll hear this show on the radio tomorrow. But tonight, we're going to the Arizona Republican Gubernatorial Debate. For those of you who are less educated, that's the governor's debate for the Republican Party. Like I said, I'm a little giddy.
Yeah.
And we have come up with our own list of questions, which we have sent over to KFYI. Now, those of you who don't know, I'm affiliated with KFYI, Fox News Radio. I'm kind of one of the family over there, so to speak. I'm the black sheep that they don't like to put me on the air because anything will come out. You know, I know that they're hesitant about putting me on because they don't know what I'll say, but they like my columns, which are a lot more tame than this show.
Right.
But tonight we're going to be there. And we're going to be in the audience, and I've submitted my list of questions that I've asked the moderator to ask when I doubt if anyone will use these questions, but they might. Some of them are very serious and very good, I think. And we gave the list. We tweeted them over under the hashtag KFYAZGOP. We put our heads together. We got some interesting questions, and we're kind of hoping they'll take audience members. I don't know. It's a closed audience. This is not open to the public. Invitational kind of thing. Mike Broomhead, my friend Mike Broomhead, is going to be the moderator. And we're actually going to be in the audience during the Mike Broomhead show, which is right before the governor's debate. We wanted to go down there and show our support and goof around with Mike because I know him pretty well. Or well enough. And like some of the questions we tweeted out, we're kind of hoping. The one I want to ask that I didn't ask was, when you become governor, ask all the candidates this. When you become governor, which one of you will fire the guy that tells us we can't burn a Yule log on Christmas Eve? For those of you who are in Arizona, you know what I'm talking about. Every Christmas Eve, they say because so many people burn Christmas logs, it's an air quality issue. So it's against the law in Arizona. Actually, it technically isn't, but they issue a moratorium,
right,
saying that if you burn wood, an open burn fireplace, like a fireplace or a fire pit, on Christmas Eve, you're going to get a fine, and it's a $250 fine.
Merry Christmas.
Merry friggin' Christmas. And everybody howls about it. And every Christmas week, they start coming out and making public service announcements about how not to burn your Christmas log. So I want to ask all the candidates, which one of you, because if you want my vote, you'll do this. Fire the Yule log guy. Because that's what, I want to ask that one because I would like to get on the evening news because if you ask a question like that, you'll get on the news.
You may, but what segment are they going to use you in?
And from the Crackpot File, Tom Purcell from Liberty Never
Sleeps.
Yeah, because they'll be sure to post that.
Obviously, he doesn't sleep because he's got sleep deprivation to come up with that question.
Right. By the way, of all the days in which I have to be fresh, rested, ready, I couldn't sleep last night. I've been up since 1 in the morning, which is probably a little giddy. Yeah. I normally get up about 2:30, 3 o'clock because I try to get my news stories out for the 6 a.m. deadline on the East Coast. But this all mornings I was like 1:30 because I had a doctor's appointment this morning, which I didn't have, as it turned out. I screwed up on my calendar. When I got to the doctor's office, she told me. So it was kind of keyed up for that too.
Right.
So I got barely enough time to record these shows, get something to eat, take a nap, take a shower, and get over to the conference center because I live in BFE in relationship.
Right.
Anyway, here are some of the questions we would like asked. Now, here's one from the crackpot file. Our last two governors have been women. Considering the state of the Arizona economy, do you feel it's time for a man to be at the helm? Now, before you think this is a misogynist or a crackpot question,
Think? It's not?
Hillary Clinton is running for president on that meme. She has said it's time for a woman because men have not done right in her campaign.
Yeah, and Michelle Obama said the same thing.
And Michelle Obama. So if she can say it for her direction, time for a woman, why can't we say it for men? Well, why not? Okay. But you're quiet over there, Tom. Like,
dude, I'm letting you hang yourself. I am
it's
not
like
being party of this.
You don't even want to know me now, right?
No, I want to know you. I just gonna let you hang yourself with this bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and just snicker. I'll be snickering over here.
Okay. Here's a good one. Where do you think the federal government has overstepped its authority on states' rights? Or do you think that? I think that's a good question.
That's a great question.
I think it is. How would you emphasize the expansion of free market economics in Arizona?
Well, that might be over some of their heads.
Yeah, I think so. I've seen some of the candidates. How would you reduce the size of government in Arizona? That's a good one. Or would you reduce it? What reductions are necessary or are they needed?
That won't be asked.
No. No candidate wants to talk about what programs are you going to eliminate.
Cut, right.
They all want to talk about how can I expand government. Here's the one for the high IQ crowd. What is the role of government in societal modeling, aka social issues? What's the role of? I don't want to hear what you think of it. I want to know what your definition is. That's what I want to know. That's the real question.
That's a pretty easy answer.
Right.
Stay out of the way.
Stay out of the way. What industry do you think is the most underdeveloped in Arizona, and what is your game plan to make it blossom? That's a good one.
That's a great one. That is something that an intelligent candidate can take and run with.
And
that
a bad
will mean
candidate,
more jobs.
A bad candidate will stumble on that question.
Sure.
What role do you think the federal government should play in our public school system?
Thank you.
That's a really good one.
That's awesome.
It doesn't say what do you think of Common Core? I don't want to hear that. It's a dumb question because they all will say no. I don't think it's a good idea.
So the Common Core question would be like a softball.
Right. Well, not right. The Common Core is a softball. That's a hardball question. What is the role of federal government?
And of course, they'll bring up Common Core as an example.
They'll bring up Common Core as an example, but it also means the candidate has to understand what roles, what does the federal government do?
Mm-hmm.
Federal funding for meals. Is there a role for federal government even though there's no constitutional mandate? These are all good questions. Here's one that's really a fine print one.
Okay.
What tax structure will your tenure emphasize? Sales, property, income, or corporate taxes? In other words, you think the income tax is okay? You're going to lower corporate tax but not lose sales tax? How are you going to make up the revenues for reducing the taxes and sales tax? See?
Right.
This is somebody who has to have a plan in order to answer that question.
Right. So this question won't get asked.
Well, right. I want to ask questions. The candidate go, huh? Yeah, I want that. What do you Duh. I don't want something.
It's my understanding there wasn't going to be no mathematics questions.
Won't we go no pop quiz? Here's one.
I thought this was going to be a friendly crowd.
Right. Not with me. Tom Purcell's moderating it. Oh, shit. That's like Tim Russer doing it. Here's one. How will your brand of conservatism differ from Jan Brewer's as the new governor?
Well, first of all, I'll be an actual conservative.
I'll be a real conservative. This is one for the Tea Party crowd, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you going to be different than Jan Brewer?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
What laws will you work to? I think I already said that one.
No, you didn't.
Here's one. Here's one. No, here's a good one.
Okay.
States with growing fossil fuel industries have been the most successful in the past 5 years. Where do you see Arizona in that?
Well, we're going to start drilling right in the middle of the Grand Canyon.
Right. It's like, well, you first have to understand what is the fossil fuel industry in Arizona.
Right.
You know, how would I expand it? Will it be a goal? Maybe it won't work here in Arizona. And of course, the obvious one: how would you have handled the current border crisis? That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Well, somehow, some way,
not
that's going to come up.
It's not a no-brainer question. Okay, it's a question that the candidate really has to think before they answer that.
Right.
Because otherwise you'll sound like an idiot, not like the question asker. You know.
Right.
So, let's see what else we got here. How would you emphasize the expansion of free market economics in Arizona? That's one for the econ professors.
Right.
Well, does government expand the free markets? That's how I would answer it. Or does government simply stand out of the way while free market economics are expanded? What laws would you work to repeal as governor?
Right.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of these guys all have a plan. I want to build this such and such. I think we need a governor's board of something, but nobody ever says, I want to repeal all the fucking laws on marriage or something like that.
Right.
I want to repeal the state income tax. That would be just a great in for somebody who thinks like that.
Right.
I think that's all the ones I sent over.
Okay.
Hang on. The one they really should ask is, how does your conservatism differ from Jan Barr?
So you sent those over and they're still allowing you to go?
Yeah. They said to tweet them your questions. I tweeted my questions. I don't see any others up here on the hashtag. So I'm the only one.
That's it, and they're still letting you go, huh?
Yeah. Maybe when I get there, they'll go, wait,
we're sorry there, Mr.
Time out. There has been a mistake on it. You were supposed to be on the do not invite list.
Sorry, Mr. Purcell.
Sorry, Mr. Purcell. We just don't have enough chairs. That's why I'm getting there early. So they can't give me that excuse. It's one of these things where you show up and they're all sitting around and go, oh shit, he actually showed up.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry, Mr. Purcell, but are you related to Helen Purcell?
He brought one of his friends from his show. There's two of them.
And his name's Tom too.
I asked him for a second ticket for my mom.
Yeah.
That way they give it to me. Well, we can't turn down his mom. His mom's a nice lady.
Yeah, not like her son.
No. She's got a little sense.
She's got tact. She's got diplomacy.
She's got tact, and she don't have no tact. She's got tact compared to me.
Yeah, but compared to you, she's got
compared
tact.
to me.
Yes.
I got no filter. You know, all my life, people have said to me, you should be in radio. You should be doing broadcasting. I always go, why? They say, because you got no filter.
Right.
You'd be great. We would have people, me, my mom, my dad, my brother. It gets into heated conversations when we go out to dinner.
I imagine it does.
We have political discussions because we're
Sure.
Irish, and it's the nature of our family.
Sure.
Well, we actually have had people come up to us at dinner in a restaurant, strangers,
Mm-hmm.
and say, I don't want to leave. We've been listening to you.
I'm learning so much, and I'm being entertained at the same time.
I'm being entertained.
Yes.
You guys are so interesting. We've had more than once people come over to the table and say, you guys are so interesting. So I finally did something about it.
There you go.
I started writing columns, and now I'm doing a podcast or broadcast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Something you were born to do, Tom.
It's something we were born to do. All right, we have to go to commercial break. When we get back, we've got some real stories to bring you. Not just our annoying fact that we're going to be at this GOP debate. And believe me, we'll be civilized. We're not going to yell out. We're not going to wear an Uncle Sam costume.
Speak for yourself.
We're not going to provoke the candidates. We're not going to ask the female candidates what cup size they are.
Tom, then why are we going?
We are going to show our support because I'm part of the family out there. I should be
good.
there. I write a column for them.
So
really should be
basically,
there.
you invited me to ask all the questions you'd like to ask. But
Yeah.
don't
I'll
care.
just
Oh,
poke you in
okay.
the ribs.
I got you. Okay.
Ask her what her cup size is.
I'll be the bad guy. Look at the bad guy.
Ask her-
Okay.
Maybe we should show up separately. Oh no, then you couldn't get in.
Oh my God.
I'll stick my thumb in your ribs. Hey, ask her what her cup size is.
As if I need any prodding from you to get myself.
You're gonna get in your own trouble. I can see your wheels are spinning in your head. You know what I'm gonna ask, but I'm not even gonna tell Tom so he can deny it later. I don't want to get him canned.
Plausible denial.
Yeah. I don't know. He's just bothering me. He's just some guy I know.
That's not what he said during the pre-show.
Right. We had a pre-show this morning. And he didn't mention that.
That's right.
You know, you always hear stories about these radio guys which do something really dumb and get themselves fired.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to be that guy.
Well, good, Tom.
So that's why we had a pre-show. So we could get it all out of our system. we could, you know, do all of it like that. All right, we got to go to commercial break. When we get back, we're going to talk about a number of issues. We're going to talk about the Thad Cochran election. We're going to talk about, because that's a